Skram krijgt Jameson wat kry. Hy is van binnekant sy kwartgebied af. Hy gaan hom nie uitkry nie. Karel Du Plessis wat wag. Is op die middenlyn. Kry meer vir is daar om hom grond toe te bring. Rob Hankinson onmiddellik by, maar dan opgetel deur Michael Du Plessis. Dis 'n gevaarlike beweging hier aan die kant van Transvaal. Is uit na Janie Breed. Hy gaan hom druk.
The headquarters of the Natal region of the South African Broadcasting Corporation are situated in Old Fort Road, close to the site of the old fort, and right next door to the historic Kingsmead cricket ground. The regional director controls not only the voices and faces you hear and see on the SABC programs, but a vast army of backroom boys and girls who keep the administrative and production wheels of the SABC turning. Five radio services regularly broadcast from the Natal region each day. Radio Port Natal was launched on May the 1st, 1967, and broadcasts live from 5 in the morning to 9:30 at night for its listeners from the Drakensberg to the sea. It is essentially a community station, playing music interspersed with regular news bulletins and speciality slots. Most important of which are probably the traffic reports during peak hours in the morning, when the Port Natal helicopter keeps motorists informed of traffic hazards and hold-ups. Broadcasts emanate not only from the studio, but from outside broadcast points as well. The RPN Carrow studio is a familiar sight at the Royal Show, at shopping centres, sports venues and special functions. Radio Lotus came into being in 1983, when the SABC realised that the Indian community needed a radio station which could cater, with news bulletins, music and other interesting programmes, for the 5 linguistic groups which make up the community in South Africa. It broadcasts for 16.5 hours each day and can be heard as far as the PWV area. Although the broadcast medium is English, only Indian music is played. In Durban, we have announcer producers on Radio South Africa and Radio South Africa who are very versatile and can be called upon to cope with most types of programs. However, in some areas, specialists are called for, and Durban has always been known for the high calibre of programs broadcast under its banner. These include dramas, documentaries, contributions to public affairs programs, talk shows and magazine programs, youth programs, and the whole spectrum of religious programs. All important sports fixtures in Natal are covered live, and in addition, regular short contributions are broadcast on Top Sport and Radio 2000. Radio Zulu was established on the 1st of June 1960 and broadcasts in Zulu to an estimated 4 million listeners. It's a welcome friend in the home and offers an enlightening and vital communication link for its black listeners, catering to a variety of needs and thereby ensuring listener satisfaction. Special attention is given to social, cultural, technological and educational development. Programs vary from documentaries, live sports broadcasts to educational, news and actuality programs. But not many of the programs one hears on radio would ever come about without operations assistance. The booking of studio facilities and production assistance for all radio services and TV is done by the Studio Bookings Office. The radio production assistants are a highly professional team who have to be very versatile so that they can turn their hands to any type of recording. Some of them specialize in areas such as music or drama. They play a vital role in the production of programs and are trained to operate very sophisticated equipment. They're responsible for the technical quality of recordings. They play in sound effects for dramas, and if the sound effect is not available from the sound effects library, they'll often go to great lengths to obtain a genuine or contrived effect in such a way that the listener will think he's hearing the real thing. All the records played on air are drawn from the audio library. Here, in excess of 175,000 records and audio tapes are stored, ranging from recordings made in 1912 to the most modern compact discs. The largest collection of 78 discs in South Africa has a home in Durban. The music department is responsible for live broadcasts and recordings of all music programs such as symphony concerts broadcast from the region. Specialists make use of sophisticated studios and equipment when music recordings are made. The nerve centre of the SABC in Durban is its main control area. All types of linking of radio and television broadcasts and internal communications are handled and maintained in this area by specially trained operators. Staff are alerted to on-air problems by means of a multitude of lights and buzzers, which enable them to pinpoint the problem area and take the necessary action. Advertising Services is responsible for all advertisements which we see on our television programs and hear on the various radio stations. In this way, approximately 60% of the SABC's annual revenue is generated. Its staff calls on clients and discusses their target audience, the station required, the budget, the writing of the copy, and the eventual recording. Every week, a total of 198 news bulletins are broadcast from Durban. These bulletins form an important part of the overall broadcasts on Radio Zulu, Radio Lotus, and Radio Port Natal. They're compiled by the news staff who handle news around the clock. There are more than 30 journalists in Durban whose task it is to provide stories for distribution to all the radio and television services of the SABC and ultimately to SAPA and other media both here and overseas. Their work takes them throughout Natal and sometimes further afield and involves the writing of hard stories for national and regional news as well as interviews or voice reports. A specialist television news team consisting of selected reporters and cameramen provide input for TV news bulletins. Full-time journalists also rely on more than 300 correspondents throughout Natal. Being completely computerized, Durban is closely linked to the entire SABC News network. The technical staff in the region provide and maintain all the required broadcasting equipment and facilities. Technicians service the radio studios, which are used for local program productions. They also maintain the television camera equipment for electronic programs and news gathering in the region. The television outside broadcast staff are responsible for the complex production units used in multi-camera situations, such as major sporting events or stage performances. This is a multidisciplinary section. Technicians, cameramen, sound operators and lighting staff working closely with the production crew to bring the event into your living room. The transmitter section is responsible for the extensive network of radio and television stations distributed throughout the region, relaying programs from the studios to the homes of listeners and viewers. The producers in the TV department provide either live coverage of events or recordings with the aid of outside broadcast units, like all-important sports fixtures. But sometimes portable cameras are used for actuality or variety programs. These recordings then have to be edited and final mixed in our editing suite. They cover a whole range of programs broadcast on TV 1, 2 and 4. This could be in the form of a fully fledged program or an insert for programs like Potpourri or No Jacket Required. As the corporation has been declared a national key point, it has a very efficient security department. All security guards have to complete courses and undergo intensive training in all aspects of security control. The security area of the SABC is the first introduction which visitors have as they enter the building. And the security staff must be a mine of information regarding the SABC as they answer all kinds of queries from visitors. The safety of the premises and the staff is of paramount importance to them. But apart from the frontline departments, there's an army of backroom boys and girls without whom no program could be broadcast. Staff in the personnel department see to the welfare of existing staff members. As the SABC handles large sums of money each day, accurate records must be kept of the region's finances and all income and expenditure. There's also a fully equipped staff restaurant to provide food and a place in which to relax. A fleet of cars used by staff on official assignments must be kept in running order, and careful planning is needed to ensure that cars are available when booked. The switchboard is one of the lifelines of the corporation. With diplomacy their watchword, these ladies have to be au fait with every aspect of the corporation's activities. This, then, is the SABC in Durban. a voice which sets out to ensure that the rest of South Africa is kept abreast of events in our beautiful province.